So glad you dropped by for today's sample cards that you too can create and you can be inspired as well. My name is Lynda Phippen and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Ontario, Canada. So let's get started right away. So today's stamp set is called Butterfly Bouquet, and it is a exclusive early release from the catalog that will be coming out in the next few months. So we get a sneak peek at this and a chance to play with some new product. So included in this is a stamp set and a die set. This is the stamp set, the die set, and the stamps are called Butterfly Brilliance stamps, and the dies are called Brilliant Wings dies. So I'm going to show you some of the things that I've come across. I've got some sample butterflies here for you to see. The stamp set itself is it's like a background stamp. All of the stamps are attached, and I will show you that in one of my demonstrations. And all of my sentiments today are from this one stamp, and this also is like a background stamp. It's one stamp, you stamp it, and then you can die cut it, and then you have all of these wonderful sentiments that you can use right away. This is a background stamp called Drybrush, and this was the first time that I used it, but it is really nice. It may not be thinking that it's great right now, but wait till I show you some of the things or what it looks like on a card. So these are the butterflies from the set. I was playing. There's lots of things that you can do with them. So it comes with designer paper, like very many of the sets. This is one of the designer pieces, and one of the fun things, the die that comes with it, you can place it on the paper and put it through your die cutting machine, and then you have die cuts that are ready to use, already colored. And what I was playing with was also the dies that come with it. You can place it on top, and the butterflies are already colored, and they look really cute. So these are some of the samples of the butterflies that you can do. You can also stamp it, and I will be showing you that. Here is our first card that we're going to do, and this one was stamped and we're going to color it. So that is the first thing that we're going to be doing. The papers that we're using today are the mint macaron and the coastal cabana. Very pretty colors that go together. Just get my stamps up here. And we're going to use the Stamparatus. And there's the sentiment from the set that I was showing you. So this is the stamp. It all comes together. So the nice thing is that you can use it all together, or I'm going to show you how we can use a few of them. So this one here, what I'm going to use is the there it is. The mint macaron on mint macaron paper. So it's going to be the background of that. And what you need to do is stamp it off. So we're going to put some ink on this. And we don't want it to be the focal point. We want it as a background. So So I'm going to stamp it off first because I don't want the whole thing to be really dark. Okay, so there. Let's see, let's hope we can do this. Okay, so I've stamped off to get most of the ink off because we want a very light background. Very soft, you can barely see it, but that's exactly what we want. And then, while we've got the Stamparatus out and all set up, I wanted to do the inside of the card. And so I was playing with that. Let's see if we can have that done already. But this time we do want it to be a little darker, so just make sure that we've got. Yeah. So I'm going to make it go down the sides of the inside where we can add our personal little note. So there we go, we've got that on that side. And then I thought we could try it on this side. I think we have to move our stamp a little bit. Well, let's hope that is going to be on the right side. Well, it would help if I stamped on the right side. There we go. So that's going to be on the inside of our card. And then, like we always want to do the... Oops, I think I got that. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're going to do a little stamping on the envelope. And then, like we like to get at least one butterfly on the envelope, or even partial one. Okay, so now our envelope is done, our inside, and our first layer. So let me just wipe off my stamp. I'm going to turn my paper over so we have a clean one for next time. So I'll set that aside. So as I mentioned, there are so many different ways of doing these particular butterflies. So this one here, I actually colored it with the blending, what do you call those? Blending sponges. So we'll start with the saffron in the middle. Now you can do this with markers if you like, but this one here I just wanted to do with these little brushes. It's quick, easy, makes a nice blend as well. And then we'll do the Just Jade. And then the lightest color is the Mint Macaron. And there, the coloring is done. The coloring and shading. Okay, so let's put the card together. Oh yes, for the sentiment I did the same thing, was just put a little bit of color on it. Okay. So the first thing we've got our black one layer. So we'll stick that in the middle. And then we'll put another layer on. Then what I did for the butterflies, just kind of bend it a little bit so it has a little bit of a dimension. And actually we could put some extra dimension by putting these on as well. Okay. And even just with a little bend does a fine job. Okay, this ribbon has a bit of a sparkle to it. It is called Snowflake, Snowflake Splendor ribbon. Oh, okay. So we're just going to put that along the card. And I used a little bit of sticky stuff to go all the way across. Then we can put some dimension on our sentiment at all as well. And that says, what did I say on that? Sending a smile your way. Something to brighten someone's day. Okay, then for the inside of the card, we already have it stamped because we were so efficient and did that ahead of time. There we go. And it would not be a card, completed card, unless it had some enamel dots or something on it. So I'm going to put a couple of those on. And I think the black frame really sets it off. So there's our first card that we've done. And I did notice that when I did this one, it came out, or this one here, it came out a little darker, but the background itself, it doesn't really matter. We just want it subtle. So you can hardly see it, but in real life, you can see that. So there we go, card number 1. With our envelope. So how cool is that? I have that already done. So going on to card number 2. This one is the same idea. Of course, it has a butterfly on it, but I did a little bit more with like an embossing folder and cut some extra dies for the background. So let's put that together. So the circles that I used were the ones from Layering Circles. So the bigger one, of course, has a bit of a scallop on it, which gives us just a slight border on it. And the embossing folder that I used is the 3D painted texture. So it's really quite random and very nice. Very nice. Okay, so the sentiment, this one says sending happy thoughts, which I thought was pretty neat. Okay, so let's get the background on first. And this color is called Magenta Madness. And we're using the mint macaron as well. So I'm going to glue this on with white glue to get that started. So this is the designer paper that has the 2 colors in it, and I thought it looked quite pretty. So we're going to put that down. And you know, the nice thing about being creative, there's no right and wrong way of doing it. So if you wanted to put it right in the middle, you could do that. You want to put it off to the side, you can. So let's just put it in the middle. On this one, the other one I put offside. So then we need to layer our 2 pieces, and then you get this slight, so you can see that it's quite magenta, but we just want it to be subtle. So a little bit of glue. Now, so this one here, we'll use some markers when we're putting some color in it. So I'm using the blending brushes. So this is the dark magenta and the light. So we'll put the darker one in the middle, and we'll use this butterfly. And then we can use some blending on the outside. Doesn't look like there's much difference, but there will be when it dries a little bit more. I see I went over the lines a little bit. I need a little bit more practice coloring. Something else that you can do, you know, you can do just about anything you want on these. So if you want to add a little bit of extra color, this is Stampin' Up chalk marker. So it goes on very easily and just adds a little extra color. And then I put on the costal, which is a like a glitter pen that will add just add a little sparkle, just subtle. And again, it doesn't matter where you put it, wherever you want to put it. Now, I'm not sure that you can really see that, but there is sparkle on it. And then you can put this through your die machine and cut it out, which I have done already. And look at that, already done. So we'll do the same thing with this butterfly. We'll stick that in the middle and fold up his wings a little bit. It's really quite, I mean, that way it can, when it goes through the mail, it can go fall, you know, lay flat, but that's okay. So we've got that done. Our sentiment, I put through this punch. So see, what did I do on that one? I did both of them this way. And then you put it in the other way. And the nice thing is you're not trying to measure it when you're cutting it with scissors, for those of us who aren't very straight. So I'm going to put some dimensions on our sentiment that says sending happy thoughts. And put that on here. Wait, see if I can get that centered. Okay, and we can also put sentiments on this because it just gives it more depth. So these ones are the bigger ones. We have two sizes, a big size, bigger size, and a small size. So here we go. We've got our sentiment on. And I'm going to put some dots on for his body. Again, to, I don't know, looks kind of, I thought it looked kind of neat. And then, whoa. Smaller one on each side. Okay, got that done. Now the inside, I cut out a butterfly on it, and also in the set are these pieces that you can use, and that's what that one looks like. So it's just little holes, random holes, which is kind of neat. There's also bricks, and I haven't tried these two, so I'm not exactly sure, but it has dimension in it, so I'll have to give that a try. But the thing I also did on this card was just put a little bit of some ink on there as well with the dabbing brushes. So let me just get that going. So again, you can actually just dab this a little bit around and a little bit around here if you wish. No right and wrong way of doing this. And then we put that in there and glue that down. And that's what it looks like. So again, just a little different. So there's card number 2. Okay, we've got our last card. Now before I start the last card, I did want to mention about these sentiments that I'm using today. So all of them are quite tiny, but they're perfect when you're in a hurry and you can't find the stamp that you want. So it's all in one rubber stamp. And then after you stamp it, you can use this to cut out all these different sentiments. And what I've done is I found this little container that I separate all the sentiments so I can find them. So the happy birthday is over here, the thank you, thinking of you, sending happy thoughts. They all have their little spot, and makes it very convenient. And it's nice and big, so I won't, not that big, but big enough that I won't lose it. Well, at least that's the thought. Okay, card number 3. This is card number 3, and it is, I really enjoyed doing this because I wasn't quite sure how it was going to turn out, but I think it turned out pretty good. So the stamp that I used for that is the background stamp I showed you earlier. So this is the background stamp, and this is what it looks like when it's stamped. So for this card, I took this piece, which was the size of the stamp, and just cut it in half. So, and I thought it has a nice like someone's taken a paintbrush and just brushed it and didn't get it all brushed, but it has a nice look. So that's our card number 3. And the color that we're using on this particular card is Oh So Saffron. It's a very spring color, so I'm very excited for spring. I'm sure we all are. It's been a very long winter, but we are on the other side. So hoping everyone is keeping healthy and getting excited about getting out in the garden and digging in the dirt, watching the butterflies and the squirrels again. That's the joys of living in Canada. Everything seems to disappear all winter. But they shall return. Okay, layer number 1. So this is just quite a bit of layering, but the black and the So Saffron looks very nice together. Sometimes things just don't go on the way they should. Okay, so there's the stamped piece. Didn't get cut properly. Sometimes glue works better because then you have more ability to move it around. Okay, that's a lot of layering, but it looks I think it looks very nice. And before I put that on, almost forgot to put my ribbon on. This is a very pretty ribbon. It's, let me see what it's called. Glittered Organdy ribbon. Interesting name. Anyway, it has sparkles right in it. That's what makes it pretty. Okay, so on this one I said, hope your day is filled with love, laughter, and joy. I think these sentiments are so nice. So nice. Actually, I think I put that down here. Did I put it down? Yep, that's better. Oh, so if I'm going to put that down there, let me put this back up here. There. So I'll put this on down here. Hoping your day is filled with love, laughter, and joy. There we go. And there's so much choice in these butterflies. It's a hard time to choose which ones to use. One, two, and three. And these ones, I just folded up a little bit as well. Sorry about that. Oh my word. Okay, so for these ones here, I used some stamps from another stamp set of butterflies. And I'm not sure where the stamp set itself went, but we will pretend it's here. And then use the saffron. There it is. And just stamp it on the inside of our card. Okay, Mom, come on out. And then I have bigger butterflies to put on there as well. And then a tiny little one that I'll put in between. My mom's birthday is tomorrow, and she's going to be 93. And she has a granny suite downstairs and likes to come upstairs and enjoy the sunshine in the sunroom. So that's where she is gone. And at 93, she can go anywhere she wants. Okay. So there's card number 3. And for our envelope, we will put a few butterflies on here. And a few on our bit. There we go. Card number 3. And the very last thing to do on my cards is to put made just for you, by me, 100% Canadian. So there we go. Card 3. Let's see, we'll get this on here. And our other card. So I hope you enjoyed these cards, and I hope they inspired you. And if you have a comment, please leave a comment. And if you would like to stay on top of my future videos, just subscribe, and then you will know. I try to aim for Wednesdays. It seems to be working pretty good. Anyway, that's my thoughts for today. You have a great week, safe week, and a healthy week, and we will meet again next week. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.